What's going on, beautiful and exotic women of the world? I want to remind you all to move in grace when people wrong you, when people burn you, when people do you dirty. I want to give you guys a gentle and friendly reminder to let the Most High handle it. Whatever you call God, so source, divine, universe, whatever you call him, I want you to remember that the Most High is going to handle it. And I never allow people doing me wrong to turn me bitter. At least I try really hard not to, and I make sure to check myself if I ever slip into those feelings and emotions. And I always use people doing me wrong as motivation to level up and get better. I've always been this way. So whenever someone would do something to me, even as a child, I would always take mental note of it. Why? Because I wanted to remember the feeling. I wanted to be able to draw back to this moment that they did me wrong and did me dirty, and use it as fuel for when I go super hard when it comes to getting my degree or getting a specific job or entering a specific field or going after a certain thing that I want to achieve. Whatever the case may be, I would always use that instance where someone crossed me as fuel for the fire. And what they won't tell you, what the people who do you dirty won't tell you, is that they are hoping that their efforts will get you to stop whatever it is that you're doing. So if they can do you wrong and it distracts you to the point where you no longer pursue your dreams, you no longer pursue your goals, you are tired and exhausted from the mental gymnastics and the mental games that they're trying to play with you and that they're putting on you, they understand that they've won because you are knocked off of your pivot. I spoke about this in a previous video. So what I want to get back to is the idea that when you allow the Most High to handle things, that person is going to receive karma that you could never give them. See, when we try to go out of our way to get our lick back or to do something to hurt somebody, yes, it may offer you a quick fix, a feeling of retribution, and it just gives you a moment of feeling better about yourself because you get to witness this person being hurt, so you get to be a factor in someone receiving their karma. And it's sort of like instant gratification when you go and get your lick back against somebody. But when you allow the Most High to take that burden off your shoulders, you allow a higher source to peer into that person's life and find out what their Achilles heel is so that the karma can be delivered in an even more effective way. Because what we don't realize is God will always deliver the karma that hurts them in ways we could never, because he knows what will hurt them the most. Like, think about it. We don't know if this person really cares about their job. So if we want to get our lick back and we call up to someone's job and try to get them fired, they may leave that job and find a new one and be happy about it because they were trying to leave that job anyway. You get what I'm saying? So you never want to take matters into your own hands, because what you're doing may not really even affect the person, but the all-knowing source absolutely knows how to hit someone where it hurts. So now I want to just touch on how to level up and use people crossing you as a way to level up as a beautiful woman. So a lot of times, a lot of the attacks that we face are very spiritual warfare based, and a lot of it has to do with jealousy and envy. If you're a beautiful woman and you mind your business, you are going to be a target for a lot of people who have a lot of demons, who have a lot of things that they have to work on. And because they don't want to admit that they have these issues or have these demons, they would rather turn their attention toward you, someone who is operating in peace and in joy and in love and light, and make you a problem. So a lot of times when these people try to come for you, it's out of their own insecurity. So when I learned that there are people who will go out of their way to disrupt your day, to be mean to you so that you may have a negative reaction and interact with them negatively, because a lot of times these people just want attention and they want someone to be their punching bag, and they get enjoyment out of seeing other people get riled up and angry like them, because misery loves company. We all know that saying. And so what I noticed is, if I just stay in my lane and if I just take them being jealous and envious of me as a sign that I'm doing something right, I will benefit so much more than trying to sit and dwell on why me, what's wrong with me. I don't know about you guys, but I used to battle with this a lot. I used to blame myself a lot for how people treated me, partly because I grew up with a very toxic, narcissistic mother who oftentimes made me believe that my bullies were mistreating me because of something I was doing. She literally said it out of her mouth that maybe it's something you're doing. So that programming at a young young age is very damaging. And so that's just to give you guys an idea of why my mindset would always go to, what did I do wrong when I was being bullied and picked apart and picked on by people for no reason. And so once I realized what was going on and I grew older, obviously, and I learned how to stand up for myself and protect myself and keep myself out of certain situations, I realized how people will go out of their way and really, really try to get you out of your character and lie on your name and try to get you angry for no reason, try to make you compete with them. I literally saw a video about that today where someone was saying, like, there will be a person who's jealous of you. So you may have a friend who's jealous of you and they will try to make you seem like the jealous one. So they'll come to you and try to like provoke you and talk about all these things that they're doing to make it seem like their life is so great. Like, I had a friend like this too that I cut off recently. They feel jealous of you and they want you to feel the same feelings. And so I picked up on that and I noticed it. And I'm like, why does this girl only call me to tell me about something good that happened in her life? Other than that, I don't hear from her. She's ghost and she barely supports me. And I realized, oh, it's because she wants to get my attention. She wants me to be jealous of her too. So knowing all these things happen to beautiful women all the time and seeing them happen to myself so often, it really allowed me to realize what I was working with. I really put two and two together and realized how influential and powerful I am and how I need to capitalize off of it. So I, of course, leaned into that and made it a part of my personality. Now I walk with the idea that I am very powerful and influential. And guess what? It changes how you perceive yourself and it changes how you show up in the world. And this is a form of leveling up. When you take on the negative things that people have tried to push onto you and you reframe it and restructure it to benefit you, you transmute the energy into something that will benefit you instead of something that will deplete and take from you. You win when you take what they give you and make it something better for yourself. When you take lemons and make lemonade, basically. And when I started to embrace these ideals instead of pushing them away and demonizing them and thinking that it was something to be ashamed of, that's when my self-perception changed. That's when I began to view myself in a better light. That's when my negative self-talk kind of went away because now I'm speaking to myself internally in a positive way. So I want to encourage you ladies to always use your haters and the people who are jealous and envious of you as your footstool. Always use them as a form of leveling up, because if anything, they are proving to you and showing to you what it is that you're doing right. People would not hate on you. People would not have negative things to say. People would not talk crap if they didn't see something in you that was admirable and that was worth talking about. So if you are going to be talked about, good or bad, accept it and love it and learn to enjoy being the topic of someone's conversation. Why? Because ultimately it is benefiting you. And the people who lie on your name and tarnish your name, again, they will get theirs. They always do. And you have to just move with grace. And I think what hurts these people even more is when you don't respond or react. When you don't give them what they want, which is a negative reaction to their bullying tactics or their manipulation or their lies, it confuses them because they want a negative reaction from you to prove that you are this horrible, evil person that they try to make you out to be. But when you hold your tongue and you remain gracious and you focus on getting to that money, that is enough to make them want to pull their hair out. So ladies, drop that in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.